Welcome back, everyone. Reaper 7GL here to showcase only one new weapon I found during the hunt for Palladium ore missions, another movement skill, one new plant I just recently discovered that is better than the other two ones I've showed you before, including to apologize. You most likely noticed that I used the word and over and over again. That is most likely a tick or whatever you call it that I use out of nervousness because I don't write out manuscripts or something like that when I comment and talk in my videos. Basically, what you hear what I say comes straight out of my head and out my mouth. Mm, Now I lost myself again. Oh wait, I also use the word "and" very often because I get worried that I will pronounce a word or describe something wrong. I mentioned before, English is not my main language, and I can't speak English very fast. So the nervousness part is part of me as a person, and the other half could have something to do with my autism spectrum diagnosis. Could have something to do with that. And no offense, but if you're a viewer who somehow intentionally or unintentionally have issues with individuals or people with autism spectrum diagnosis, you can most likely imagine what I'm gonna tell you to do. Not the F off or go to Hades kind of thing. I I really hate individuals or people who judges those like me with autism spectrum diagnosis. They hear it and judge other people or individuals like me who has autism spectrum diagnosis like the cover of a book without actually really looking beneath the autism spectrum diagnosis and looking and getting to know the person beneath it. Just like the old saying, judging a book by its cover without opening up and reading what it's all about. To me personally, that saying can also be applied how one or views other people, like judging them based on their ethnicity, skin color, or whatever. In my personal opinion on all of this, that we're all different, which makes us all equals. So I'm gonna show you one new weapon I've managed to unlock, including one new movement skill and a fungus. So let's start with the plant I found that I recently just discovered think is better than the other two I've showed you, and that would be this one that gives plant biomass, palladium, and ironium. The second one is this one that gives you plant biomass, palladium, and carbonium. The one I chosen above those two is this one. It gives you plant biomass, palladium, including ironium and carbonium at the same time. And another personal opinion of mine in many games I played over the years is that the things or items, or in this case plants, that gives the most of everything are the ones that you are the fewest and rarest to find in the open world part of each map. So the best way to increase knowledge or familiarity with this one, that you find them growing in a wild, either bioscan them or smash them to pieces and hope to get the green DNA strain just to so you reach level 1 familiarity or knowledge level. Then, like I showed you in the last video, set up the cultivators to grow them, and they become like this. Bioscan them, and including destroy them and whatnot. On the squid octopus plant, by using this method from the last time, I think I was about 12 or 13% knowledge level or familiarity level. By using this method, I gained 24%. And in order to reach 25, you need to either scan, including destroy plants, the number you need to scan and destroy. Yes, I know the method of destroying plants doesn't always give you a green DNA strand. That is, however, one of the faster methods. I already went over this. Anyway, with each level you reach, the amount you need to bioscan or destroy increases. So now I'm currently at 823. To reach the next, to reach 25%, I need to bioscan or destroy up to 1,234 of them. So I'm guessing to reach 40% that I'm currently aiming at. Don't copy me in this sense. I'm basically just obsessed to get everything perfect. I'm obsessed with stuff like that in RTS games and such. So to reach 40%, I'm guessing I have needed to bioscan and destroy 1020. So I'm guessing I would have to have bioscan and destroyed about between 5 or 7,000 of them. And this amount applies to any and all kind of plants or crystals. Now that's over with. Let's check out the weapon and the new movement skill. So I've never used the movement skill Time Warp. So I have no clue how it works or what it does. So one more thing, we can take a quick look at the gathering tools. I mentioned it before, they make it easier to collect plant biomass or samples, animal biomass, whatever you can think of. And to showcase it right here, I'm just gonna quickly bioscan these mushrooms or fungus real quickly.
The sky is getting bluish.
Each and every one
This
of
is something you
them.
won't see on Earth.
So you would see this gathering tool drone in action.
The moon has turned
Forgot
blue.
to mention, I said that rhodonite is a main important resource. It is not. I repeat, it is not important. Palladium and titanium are must and have to be your main focus to bioscan these plants and cultivate them. Those two uh, ores are the most important ones. You see the gathering tool drone. I don't have to walk around like this in order to collect all the plant biomass and whatnot. I can just focus on destroying the plants, and the drone will do the gathering for me, including DNA strands. Some of these plants cannot be destroyed by melee weapons. Only the emergency explosions or the rocket launcher or any kind of weapons similar to the rocket launcher, like the sniper rifle with no, I don't think you need to add the splash damage radius on the sniper rifle in order to destroy these plants. We'll either use emergency explosion or any kind of type of weapons that is similar in nature to the rocket launcher. So this is what I will be doing for the foreseeable future. So the next actual real walkthrough part might not be uploaded until the next week or the week after not until next week or the week after that. Basically, in 1 or 2 weeks, the next actual walkthrough part will be uploaded. So I set up my cultivators and harvesting stations 4 by 3. 4 cultivators in a straight line downwards, plus 1, 2, 3 harvesting stations in the middle and the sides of each cultivator. So as shown with the Hazy Night scouting mission, it doesn't matter which level you upgrade the cultivators to, they still only need to be supplied with 100% clean water per second. So on the left or right side, early on, I've set up 4 water filtering plants and hooked up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, about between 9 and 14 pumps set up in the acidic sludge lakes. Those pumps is barely enough to supply the necessary amount of acidic sludge to be purified by the water filtering plants, then sent over to the cultivators. The only increased upkeep requirements for higher level structures like the cultivators is the energy need upkeep. Why do I always press the wrong button? Get a grip, R7GL. At level 1, cultivator needs 100 energy per second. At level 2, it needs 125. So at level 3, if memory serves me correctly, it needs 150. And the harvesting stations requires a lot more, about 200, I guessing off my memory here. Oh, and the liquid compressors at level 1 would need about 500, and decompressors only need 50, but at level 3 about 150 energy per second. Just remember the compressed liquid resources increases with 100 for each level, I think. We'll just have to wait and see so I can correct that if I'm wrong. So even if you don't put down enough pumps in acidic sludge lakes or regular mud lakes, if you set up these storage units for liquid, the insufficient amount of either acidic sludge or mud gets built up, and it will not make it needed to have as many pumps as you would think. Sure, it might, depending on how many water filtering plants you have, if I add about 2 more water filtering plants, yes, if my current pumps provides about 2000 sludge per second, and the overall storage of liquid resources is 6,000. So the pumps decides how much gets sent to these storages, and the amount of either water filtering plants or gas filtering plants decides the amount that is drained per second and what is leftover sludge or mud is left behind in order to either remain neutral, like it stays below, what should we say, 6,000, and we say 4,000, it should be evenly balanced. Or I don't quite understand it myself, but if it's the leftover sludge is high enough, the pressure in the liquid material storage will stay at maximum all the time.
There's an intense aurora in the sky. Prepare for an ion storm. It's going to disable a lot of equipment.
And no, there is no option to turn off her or the Mechasuit's commentary on those events.
This ion storm is really
That's
intense.
unfortunately something you have to
wait it off.
get used to. I already checked in the options menu, including internet, and no other Riftbreakers have found any kind of options to turn that off. But I did find out what the negative events was shown in the first part of my walkthrough is about. In that part I also said I'd never seen it before, but I found out if you leave it on, you get more and different kinds of negative natural events. So not just the regular earthquakes or meteors. Those are the regular natural ones. But if you leave negative events on, you will get fog, acidic rain periods, and whatnot. Those different kinds of negative events can affect either your energy production output or power conveyors. I've got no idea. That's about all I could find out. Now that those are over with, let's quickly head over to the squid or octopus field bioscan and destroyer here. Then we head over to showcase the laser and find out what the time warp thing is all about. No, it isn't anything weird or wrong from my personal opinion. That I'm purely guessing here that other YouTubers might write out manuscripts and read those. I don't know. I'm purely spitballing or guessing about that. That doesn't mean it's bad in any way at all. Just me personally, that makes it seem, I don't know, unnatural or fake. But that's me. That's not an open opinion on any other YouTubers out there. So that's why I get stuck on the word N and stammering and so on. Yes, I switch out the hammer for the chainsaw melee weapon. It goes a little bit quicker, and the plant biomass, including ore samples, doesn't fly off half across the entire map. Over exaggerating, but you get point. So if the chainsaw, the resources lands where the actual plant you destroy lands. And yes, these plants also have two different kinds of resources they would give me at the same time, just like the new plant I've discovered and shown you. But I do not have access to those two resources. Even so, when I reactivate the harvesting stations, until that time these plants will give me those two additional resources. They will still provide me with plant biomass. So what I meant with the don't judge books or peoples by their covers, don't be stupid judging things only on that. Judge things based on their actions. And if you're offended by these opinions of mine, then I'm sorry. Just, in a sense, speaking the truth from my point of view and experiences. Now, well, they grew here as well. Stop being distracted, R7GL. Just showcase the weapon. Malaka. And the laser is just like the flamethrower, but with better range and continuous higher damage per second. And yes, the laser has a basic auto aim function, but the auto aim function on the laser doesn't work like I mentioned on the burst rifle. It doesn't do a 180 turn and shoots through the front of the mecha suit and out the back. The best mods I can recommend for the laser weapon is piercing, target piercing, stun chance, including whatever damage type you prefer. So let's say we hit an enemy who's resistant to energy damage. Let's say you add fire damage, then the enemy that's resistant to energy based damage still will then instead take the full blunt damage of fire damage or whatever. That will be the laser. Now let's find another group of enemies and see what the time warp does. No idea. Oh, so that's what it does. At current level 1, it freezes or slows things around you and you move like a hyped up Sonic used up on a overdose of energy drinks. Huh. That's not entirely bad, actually.
Prepare for an ion
Best
storm.
use I can think of the time warp is to escape overwhelming numbers during
The
a
ion storm is
horde
disabling our
attack
equipment.
wave or regular enemies that appears regularly on each map if there's too many of those. Or it could speed up the resource gathering. Those are the only uses I can think of at this current time. And one last thing before I end this little weapons and weapons abilities showcase is that when you have high enough
Everything is
knowledge
getting back to
level
normal.
or
Thankfully, this isn't an ice line.
familiarity level on plants that gives you, like I've shown you, palladium, including ironium plus carbonium. When you have a high enough level, you basically don't need to set up or build these mining carbonium, ironium mining facilities or factories. But that doesn't mean don't ignore it completely. Just place about 3 or 5 of each on carbonium, ironium ore deposits, just in case. Well, that is all for this time. So, see you again for the next part in 1 or 2 weeks. This is Reaper 7GL signing off.